folks? Good morning. Let's see here. Um, so yesterday I was working with um, the 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 healer. Today we're gonna focus on the warden tank. Um, just because of the versatility he gives me in playing. Um, as a personal aside, I think that everybody should at least have one character. It's a tank or a healer. Um, should try it out. Support roles are important. Um, okay, so here we are in game. Um, and this is your main stuff. You pull this up with the three lines on your Xbox, right? This is your crown store. It used to pop up the minute you came in game. I don't know. Hasn't done that for a while. It's all the stuff you can spend money to get. Um, kind of like that deal. So I will get it. Um, it's basic stuff. So you right button and whatever to get back. And it just broke. I've been having this problem sometimes when I actually buy something through the goddamn store. It breaks. The game, yay, the game broke. Give me a sec to get back in here. Gonna All right, and we're back. Hey, we're back. Okay, cool. So we got through that glitch. So, yeah, that was the Crown Destroyer experience. That's great. This is Tamriel Tomes. Um, you earn these through doing various tasks, challenges. And there you go. That's the list of stuff you can do. Oh, look, I can claim something. There you go. Press Y and claim it. Alright, these are the announcements. Oh. Alright. So there's an event going right now, and that's White Shakes Mayhem. It's focused in the thing. This is your notifications. If you're in guilds, your guilds will show up. Um, now the guilds have messages of the day that they can send out to all their members. So I'm kind of naming myself on what guilds I play in. It'll also tell you if you have out of 8 add-ons. It won't tell you which ones. That's but it's helpful. Alright, you delete those. This is your inventory. Alright, so if you're an ESO Plus member, you have a craft bag. If you're not, you probably don't. I've always had an ESO membership. It will tell you basic stuff about your character. We'll start with you'll have how much gold you have up there and how much you can carry left. That's in your weight thing. It'll tell you what Mundus stone you're running with. This currency thing, if you look over here, you can see it breaks it down by account and by that. So I have Telvar stones. I don't run around carrying those on this character. Probably because I tried to go get some armor pieces from played in the war. You know what I mean? And all these other things are different forms of commerce that you need for different things. Transmute crystals you use to recreate stuff. Crown gems is. I really wish I understood those better, but you get those through various means. I'm not entirely sure what those are. I get so many by being an ESO Plus member, but it is what it is. Crowns is literal in-game currency. Well, not in-game currency. That's not gold. Gold is your in-game currency, main currency. Crowns you use to buy stuff in the store. Outfit change tokens allow you to change your outfits. Your trade bars is part of the Tamriel tomes things. The keys, those are Undaunted keys. That is part of it. I'll zoom back out here. This is the Undaunted Enclave in Wayrest. Each one of these 3 guys will give you a daily quest after you're level 45. Prior to level 45, they will not show up. You get an invitation when you're level 45. Okay. They each have a store, and yes, they can repair your armor. It's always good to keep your armor repaired, especially if you die a lot, which I don't know anybody who's basically immortal in the game, so there you go. Okay. So now I've collected all 3, and usually back here, Bogrel has something else. Okay, and Bogrel's mission is something I'd like to take a companion on. And we'll talk through it. Bogrel will give you his mission. Alright, and that's the end of the words. Now, what's special about these? Alright, why do they matter? Why are they fun? First of all, if you are, I don't know, a completionist, or you're looking for some of the best gear, for your experience playing in them, these guys provide you with access to certain parts of a monster set. And I will show you that. We will go over here to my collections. Alright, and these are 3 things you get to choose from. There's collections. This is stuff you bought or stuff you have. Alright. Like your mounts, your pets, your tools, your mementos. You can quick link some of these. Your housing. So I can look at my house, how many staple homes I have, how many I don't have, right? Classic homes that I have, and how many I don't have. And of course, it breaks it up. Those are the 3 types of homes that you can purchase. Now, if you look at the character on my right, you'll see that he's wearing an amalgamation of gear. Most of that's collected over my time in Tamriel. I have a build. I'm working towards it. So the headpiece and the shoulder piece are what we call a monster set. They come from a monster. Alright, and I will show you what that is here. I believe that's Swarm Mother we're rocking. So we're going to come down here to Dungeons. Where was Swarm Mother from? No, it's Spindle Clutch, was it? Oh yeah, Spindle Clutch. Alright, so as you can see, wearing 2 items gives you a special kick. And since he's a tank, that's what I'm wearing right now. So you can look into your back out to your set items is all the things you've collected in the game, all right, that you can either reconstruct or things. That's why the uh, transmute crystal number at the top. Now everybody's account is maxed out at 3,000. You get transmute crystals from doing your dailies. You get them from doing the daily random dungeon. You get them from doing a battlegrounds too. And you definitely get them from doing the Undaunted daily quest. All right. So it breaks it down. I am a Daggerfall Covenant character, so obviously most of my stuff is from Daggerfall. I've been working on this character for a while, so this is the stuff that is all available in the Alakir Desert. And so each one of these, I can go to a transmute station if I have to, and recreate them. I want to have that piece of armor or that weapon for my build. This is Bankarai, Glenumbra. I've got everything in Glenumbra. And then you can go down in here and it'll tell you all about, how many pieces you need if X, Y, and Z. Useful. So like full sets can give you a boost. Case in point, this character that I'm wearing, he's wearing a mix, an amalgam of sets. So we'll go into my inventory. That's the next thing. We already talked about currencies and all the different things, right? So archival fortunes and imperial fragments. I have yet to figure out what the imperial fragments do, but yeah, I've got a bunch of those. So let's go for something in this tokens and caches of tome points. I have 12 caches. I don't know that. Interesting. But it's the seals, the seals, the tome points, and the tome tokens. It's all part of the Tamriel tome system. The archival portions are something you get in the Infinite Archive. I generally try to do an archive run a day. I use it to test out my characters. I don't usually get beyond like three of the bosses, just on my own or with a person. I just that bad a player, I guess. I don't know. But there's that. You can purchase upgrade space up until so pretty high actually. But that obviously costs you money. Then these are your supplies that you have. And you can look at like this. This is something that I'm supposed to deliver. And, these are kind of. This is your list of houses you can get. This is your materials. Apparently, there's some stolen apples on me. This is my slotable items. Now, this is the stuff either I've made or had made for me or purchased or come across in the real world. And these give me specific things. So before I go into battle, I usually like eat a meal and then that's why people always say that. And this is the stuff you pick up. These kind of give you a boost. You can see that the regeneration is important. That's interesting. And then I have my surveys down here, stuff that I've collected over time. All right. There's your quest items, which is stuff I'm either supposed to be delivering or having something to do with. Part of a quest. Now my main weapon is the Master Sword and the Master Shield. He is a tank, so that's his whole point. The Master Shield is there on the back and the sword is on the hip. These I procured by the Dragonstar dungeon. Alright, I'm not using poison. I'm a warden. I'm not using the poison, not on this character. My backup is the Ebonite Staff. You got that. We got that from a dungeon. Again, not poison. Now the headpiece is the Swarm Mother Mask. The chest is the Cuirass of Leeching from the Leeching Plate set. So when you're doing a build, if you see over there, it tells you, if I go in here, right, and I had another piece of armor, I could measure them against each other and show you how much the stats on the right would change if I put that piece on. All right, so the Swarm Mother Pauldrons are on there. And those are what give me the spider silk thing and all that. So the girdle, leeching, gauntlets, greaves, and sabatons. Then I've got the jewelry as well. All right. So the jewelry, having all of that on together, gives me that at the bottom amount. So while I'm fighting, I'm slowly poisoning my opponent. And then I have the effect from the monster set stacked on top of that. This is not my final set. Obviously, this is a plan and purpose. I have another character where I've stacked multiple sets on top of it. Now, if I go to the right button, this is my craft bag. This is all the goodies I've collected over time that I'm going to use for making potions. Somewhere down here should be all my bait, how much bait I have, all my materials that I've collected for and all my runes. Honestly, like, I need to do a whole separate thing on just how to do the runes and all this, the crafting stuff and how to level that. Alright, so we got out of inventory now. Alright, so now we're down to characters. This is your basic stats. This is, if you have an outfit, you can have it put there. I have yet to do an outfit, build an outfit, whatever. I had a bad experience with one character. I will probably explore that for a later video. Not today. This is your adventure difficulty. Your set every day. Everybody's wearing adventurer. You can go up to vestige. There are bonuses for these. If you're into that, I mean, and they can be great. But as you can see, there's challenge that comes with it, right? In vestige, people are taking 600% the damage. So like you get hit by the trap. Titles, I don't know why on the main board it has my attributes, but okay. So this is a tank. All 64 points are in health. Now here you could choose any of the titles you get from doing things in game. Some of these you get from doing quests. Like that one's from going through Dragonstar Arena. This is doing the Dreadsail trial. That particular one is the one you get for completing the Fighters Guild. That would make no sense for this character because that's what you do when you graduate to level 50 on all your skill lines in necromancy, sorcerer, his shadow, all that good stuff. This is just stuff I've picked up over time, right? At the beginning of the game, you can put that on there. It just appears under your name or around your name as you move around. This is your setup. This is where you put all your attribute points into. I could probably explain that later if I make a character and explain that. And this is my stone. It's the Atronach. And that was basically a build layout choice, not really mine. Now, if you're a guild member, when I'm doing stuff with my guilds, I will pop one of these on when I'm doing stuff with those guild members. As we're moving around the world, tearing me up, because that's just free advertisement for the guild, and I've never really had bad experience with those 5 guilds. I've heard people have other, and then you have other active effects. This is stuff that either you get from food, etc. So, like for example, you see I'm an ESO Plus member, and I get these bonuses for it. I get this because I have a skill in assault, and I've got the boon. Right now, watch what happens if I eat some food. Right, back here to slaughtable items. I'll eat this. We'll go back to character. See that? That's what I get out of eating that food. Okay, and how much time I have from it. If I have a buff or debuff on my character, it'll show here too. Not that you're going to take time in order to look at it. You can mess with a setting to actually show it in screen. I have, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, I do have mine posted. And I have my life bars and my skills up, because as a tank I need to see my skill timers, because I'm timing when I'm hitting X skill and Y skill. Alright, so back to the menus. Alright, so we got through character. Skills, these are going to change per character. Those are skill points, are what you use to buy these. If you are multi-classed, alright, this is a pure class Templar. Not a pure, this is a pure class Warden. So, I actually have class mastery on it. If you were subclass, it actually costs 2 skill points for each skill thing in subclass. I have a subclass character. My healer is all subclassed out. So these are your 3 main. This is your skill advisor. Now I can look at all the stuff that I have. Scribing. I have not done scribing on this character. I don't think so. I don't think I did the quest. I'll know here in a minute, but so these are the skill advisors. This is what the skill advisor tells you to buy. And you can change this. If you look at the bottom, I can you see it says left, press down on the left stick, and I can turn that off altogether. See, this gives you based on whatever, right? So this is the one that's right here. Initiate is what you always start out as. It's whatever when you first create the character, this is what it's set at. You can select it if you're gonna do whatever. I am a tank, so I have Guardian in the Wild selected. You can also turn it off. I have for some things. Or you could just ignore it altogether. If you're building a build and you're aiming for a specific set of skills, and you know what you're doing, then that's fine. These are all the skills in the Animal Companions, the Green Balance, the Winter's Embrace. These are the 3 core skill lines that you get for being a Warden, right? You get animals to help you. You get this is your healing line right here. This is all this that will heal you. And then this is all your ice abilities, right? So this is your magical abilities. your classic, these are your class masters. This just recently came out with the update before last. Um, and so I have selected Tundra's Mom, Bountiful Harvest. And that's what we did. Down here are your weapon skills. Now this basically if you pick up a weapon and then you kill something with it, you pick up that class line. Or if you read a book that provides a bonus that's class line, it will do it. So like the ones that are leveled to 50, those were the ones I had at the beginning. So I've got one-handed shield on the front and destruction shaft on the back. These are your armor class lines. I'm gonna throw a skill into that. I started out in heavy armor. I'm wearing mostly heavy armor. I accidentally stole something. Or I opened a Thieves' Trove, so that starts the ledger main thing. Soul magic you get out of basically the opening events of the game, so and these I can go into later. This is the fighter skill line. As you can see, I've done it all. Leveling that. Mage's Guild is the longest leveling process ever. I'm almost done the Mage's skill line on this character. And as you can see, I'm still at level 4, and I've collected a bunch of books. Thieves Guild, I'm not really interested in doing Thieves Guild. This is not my thief. Undaunted. Undaunted gives you a bunch of specific things. If I look at specific things, these are useful. And at one point or another, I was running some of these on my character. I didn't do Necrotic. Necrotic Orb you see on a lot of wizard players or magical players. I'm not using a lot of magic. I'm a tank, so. But I did get these because why the hell not? Very useful, right? These are called passive. They're always working underneath everything. All right, these are for the war, the Alliance War, the three banners war. Yeah, depending on what your building is or where you're planning to build these you level while you're playing in either Cyrodiil or in the Imperial City. And then here's your racial skills. And they change depending on your race. They give you certain bonuses based on this. And obviously, they're all passive abilities. Right, and then these are all your crafting skills. And I could literally do a whole video just on crafting skills, so we're just gonna do that. Now at the bottom you can see you can select the thing to go look into it. You can go back. You can respec the skill. If like say you want to change something. I've done that a few times. Alright, now then you got champion points. This is a champion 813 character. Alright, I've been grinding with him for a little bit. And there's 3 different things. Here, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this because these should theoretically change. But if you see at the very top of the screen there, you see 3 buttons, 3 different color things with buttons in them, right? So if I look at my champion bar, for this is like the thievery, sneak, all that crafting stuff. Alright, this is what I'm running on it. I've got Steed's Blessing and the Angler's Instincts. But I've got other things going on that aren't slotted into the bar that don't need to be, like Wayshrine usage and Breakfall. I've got the Rationer that gives me the best events out of using food and drink. This is on the bar. This is basically gives me movement speed because, you know, nobody likes to spend forever at the back of the field. Somehow I still end up at the back of the field sometimes. If you hit the right button, it'll take you to the next. This is the Warfare tab. Now, this seems Magicka based, but it's a lot of other things. Like you see, I've got stuff tanking, for tanking, bulwark, and assailable. A lot of stuff here in basically ironclad, right? Over here you have some stuff. This is actually it. Increases your stamina. As you see, certain skills don't need to be equipped to the champion bar. Some do in order for you to get the effect. All right. Now, certain generally by your playing, champion points are enabled, but in certain like dungeons or not dungeons, hunting um, like in Alliance War, there's one where no CP points, and in certain battlegrounds, CP points are turned off. Certain ones, anyway. And this is your fitness one. I'm running these three bad boys because I need those to tanky tank. Right, and that's about all I'm gonna really talk about that right now. Campaigns is how you get into Cyrodiil, the Imperial City, and Veterancy. Covered it here. That is a whole nother video altogether. This is your journal. This is all of your quests you're currently on. Right, so all the quests I just picked up and the ones I still have in the background that I'm running. These are the 3 undaunted pledges right here, and what I got to do to complete them. Your antiquities. And now, for some reason, and I don't know why, I never did the scrying thing on this character, but ordinarily this is where all your scribable leads will show up and where they are, and all that. Your lore library, this will tell you what type of styles you've picked up or you have possession of, basically what you can create. This is not my crafter character, so this is your achievements. And it's your overarching stuff I've recently done. I'm gonna tell you what it does and what it took to get it, right? Honestly, I'd never looked at that until I saw somebody else on Twitch. This is leaderboards. These are different dungeons, and up here you got trials. Um, and then you've got arenas. And the Infinite Archive. For some reason, I am not. Mostly because I never solo it. I don't know. I don't know why my stuff is just never. Oh, there it is. There's my best score. That's sad. Um, um, and Tales of Tribute. Tales of Tribute is the card game. This is social. This is how you communicate. This is our primary thing in here. Here you can select voice chat, text chat, emotes. Here's your emotes that you can have on the background. Now you can buy them. You earn them through certain things. Right, so basically, so you would go in here and you would select one. Now you can. So let's say I want to assign this right down at the bottom. I will assign it to over here. And now whenever I select that, I can play that, right? As you saw on the wheel, if I want to do it just right now, I can just hit use. And there it is. That's what it looks like. Alright, there you go. That's that. Okay, so group and guilds. Group is going to be all about your group. As you can see in the upper left, you have your role, whichever you're doing. This is my tank, so that's the symbol for tank, healer, or damage. There's 3 roles. I'm not in a group, but basically when you're in a dungeon, when you're in a trial, you're usually part of a group. If you are the group leader, you can do more than just normal stuff. Okay. Guild shows you your guilds. Most guilds have a guild house you can visit. Northern Blizzard doesn't really have one, for whatever reason. Not really my business. I'm not the guild leader, so. These are the guilds I'm a member of. And it gives you information on each guild. So Lionborn, which is my first guild, and the guild I do a lot of stuff you see on videos with. And Writ Rolled, I do a lot of stuff in videos with. I have done some stuff with Roman Republic on video. These are the ones that I've done more events with. It tells you what keeps they own in Cyrodiil. It tells you where the guild trader is to be found, who your guild master is, your message of the day. This is how to find us on Twitch and on Discord. It's not me, it's his Twitch. That's our Discord. And then it's all about us, basically the sales pitch for why you should join us. Other than we're really cool people and we have fun playing the game. And over here on the right is the craft hall. If I want to cycle the tooltip, that will cycle the house. Right, so I'll just press right on my D-pad, and that will circle the house. All right. If you were looking for a guild, you could. I can't use that because I'm a member of 5 guilds. So like case in point, Northern Blizzard has nothing in Cyrodiil. We don't have a guild trader, and that's his message today. Roman Republic East is a sister guild of the original Roman Republic, so there's how we got to our Discord, there's our events we're doing, and when we're doing them, and other goodies. And if, like I said, if I want to travel to the house, I can press X. At the bottom hand corner, if you look, you will see how many members are online out of the total membership. That is a really full guild. 400, I think it caps at 500, I don't know. But yeah, that's a really full guild. Let's see. So, I have more members from Limeborn Legacy on. 2 from Kingsguard, 10 from Writ Rolled. That sounds about right. Okay, there we go. We got that. Friends, these are all my friends in like real life or in game that I know that are. This will tell me if they're on and where they are. For example, Catelyn. If you look over there, it'll give you game tag, the character name, where they are, what type of class they are. She's an Arcanist. And her level. And her alliance. So, and why does alliance come into play? It comes into play like if you're in Cyrodiil or you're going to do things in Cyrodiil. Because in Cyrodiil, if you're not in the same alliance, other alliances can attack you and kill you. I mean, that's the whole point, right? Is to PvP there. PvP. So if I'm going to do something, it would be with her because she's She's in the same alliance. And this is my mail. You can send mail between characters, between players. There's in-game mail. This is an in-game mail. I kept this just because I wanted to show you what it was. That's that. Now, you have your add-ons. This is the stuff you can get for Xbox that will allow you to do things. These are the add-ons I have that cause all my UI issues. They're probably going to be this one. And these live radio menus. This auto binds everything I pick up to my account. It's not 100%, but it's something. This is very useful. If I click on it, I can go in there and do the settings. And all right, a lot of this stuff is from my mini map, which you will see down if I in the bottom left corner. That's where I put it. This is your activity finder. These are your golden pursuits. This is kind of event related stuff. There's an event going right now with Shea Gorath. As you can see, if you do these things, you get awards, right? You get a glowing chicken. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. All right, so then this is the group finder. And again, call your attention to the upper left. It's going to be based on your role. You go into group finder. This is anything going on. So you're going to find a group or you can create a group. All right, so if you're going to go try to do a trial, a dungeon, or whatever, and you just don't have enough people, just you basically announcing, I need help. Come help me. Right, so for example, for dungeon, you just go to that. You can change the role, by the way. I mean, I don't know why you would do that. It defaults to whatever you said you are, but whatever. So, as you can see, there's nobody running a normal dungeon right now, apparently. It's looking for help. Now, I hit X to refresh it. I can change the filters by doing this. Okay, so there's dungeon, that. I can't believe I've been talking about menus for 42 minutes. That's amazing. This one I love to do. This I highly recommend hitting this up every day if you're looking for some quality gear, because joining in a group arena like Dragonstar is really fun and rewarding. Then there's the trials. It's looking pretty dry out there today, or right now. I mean, it is 7 and 8 in the morning. I mean, people are going to work. They're not playing a game. I don't know. Infinite Archive and a refresh. I never do PvP. This is characters. I've never been a PvP player really. The only time I do that is to go into the war, and I have like 2 characters I do that on. One really, and that's just. Is there anybody in the zone that's looking for help? Right, and the zone would be the area. So this is going to be Wayrest or Stormhaven. And then this is you. You could go with custom settings, what you're looking for. Again, that would be filters related, right? This is a great tool to find stuff to help level, things. This is your zone guide. All right, what's the right? Now this is basically, okay, so I'm in Stormhaven. This tells you all the stuff you have done and you have not. You have left. So if I go down, so I've done 0 zone story quests. I've found apparently 5 of 10 way shrines. I've completed 4 of the 6 delves. And I've only found 1 point of interest. That's hilarious. I have not done the public dungeon here. I've only found 5 of the library books. And that means there's 33 possible to find. I've only found one of the sky shards. And I have done 5 of the bosses. Now, this is account-wide. This is not this character. I did not solo these bosses on this character. This is through group events. And here's the other one. This is the world events. So world events could be your dolmens, which is your incursions. Or in other zones, it can be volcanic vents. And this is your looking at like, so if you'll see in your menu or your radar, your compass bar at the top, there'll be things like this. These are the symbols that appear up. These are the set stations that are available. I've not found all of them or any of them. But case in point, you could go to wherever, right, that you've been. Like in Glenumbra, I've done more, right? But this is account-wide, okay? This is your dungeon finder. So this is how I would sign up for a dungeon. And we're gonna sign up for a specific dungeon right now. I am going for the Valkyrie's Hold. And that's it. Press X. You're in the queue. Battlegrounds, same deal. They'll be available for you. It tells you what the settings, tells you what the rewards are. Real easy. I want to view my veterans here and click Y. And I can see where I am in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, the Brighton stuff is the stuff that I've unlocked. So I'm up to Warmonger 3. This is new too. And it tells you what your awards and stuff are from it. Okay. And then Tales of Tribute is the in-game card game. I guess I could queue for it. I've never done either of these. That's a lot of XP though. I really shouldn't leave that on the table. If I were, say, building a character, but it's a fun game. It's its own thing, and this is honestly how I cheat to get around the map. Sometimes when I don't have something unlocked and I need to get to X or Y on the map, I can use this and go to the home and then exit the home, and I'm in said zone. Then I go to the nearest way shrine. Now I can get to that zone in the map. I'm an ESO Plus member, so the whole map that is available to me is available to me, right? And that's the activity finder in itself. Help is all that stuff. Get me unstuck. I've actually had to use it once. There are places in game you will get stuck. There are tutorials and all the stuff in here. Just talked about they're in here. If you want to look at them. All right, and it explains different things. That's cool. Synergies, combat. Highly recommend eyeballing this because none of this stuff is just like really too explained. This is how you report a bug. This is the legal mobile jumbo. This is how you can find some assistance. Right? I'm stuck or something, and this is an item assistance. I guess you're having an issue with an item. You can go there. Alright, these are your options. This is all your stuff, where your buttons are, what they're set up to, how to play them, what you're setting. Like I have nameplates on, my guild is showing them on. Alright, I highly recommend going in there and checking this out. Social stuff is the text. and what colors they appear, right? And we're about to go into that as we wind up this video before we roll on to something else. Give me a second. Accessibility, that's narrate it for you if you have needs of that nature. And then this is where I manage my add-ons. These are the add-ons I have. Obviously, if it's clicked on, it's running. So kind of got a bunch of stuff running in the background. All right, I can disable them. And here's how I can find more or updates for, etc. All right, so I just go bam, and it'll show me all the available ones. Okay, so that's the menu. All right, now to close. We're going to talk about slash and chat. If you press the 3-line button at the bottom, you see text chat, right? Now, if I go in here, there's different commands. So I'm going to hit left trigger, put slash, and I'm going to put Z, and I'm going to hit enter. Now, everything I say, oops, thereafter is going to be in zone chat. So it'll come up in zone. All right, so now I'm just going to say hi to the world and hit send. Nope, that's just me saying, okay, so I just like to do it this way. I hit both buttons, hit this, hit that, hit enter, and now I'm talking in zone. As you see over the right, it says zone. Now I just want to say hi to everybody in the zone. That's everybody in Stormrest who's playing right now is going to get that message up on the right. Okay. So now if I want to talk to Xerxes over there, I go to text chat. Xerxes is still there. I can say hi. Omskid says hi. I can select that. I can view his gamer card. I can invite him to group. I can whisper to him. I can add a friend, or I can send him mail. Okay. Very useful, especially if you're like on a dungeon and you want to change things. Now, so let's say you want to talk to all the guys in X, Y, and Z guild, right? Like say, hey, guildies, I'm on, let's play, right? So let's spam that. I'm gonna hit this, all right, and I'm gonna put G, and then I'm gonna put 1, so that you have, it goes by the number of guilds. So this first guild is gonna be Lionborn Legacy, because that's the first one I joined. Hit that. You see everything I say now is gonna go out to my Lionborn people, and bam. I will say good morning to my folks. And although some of us are from all over the world, so where it's morning for me, it might not be morning for somebody else in the grand scheme of things, right? So let's say I want to say something to my third guild, which was, hey, there's Catelyn. She said hi. See? And now I can talk into. Just tell her if she needs anything. She can hit me up, right? So back to the game, right? So we're now going to slash. We're going to talk to my folks in Guild 3, which is Ritrolled. All right, and now I'm talking to Ritrolled. And I will go. Okay, and now everybody in Ritrolled got that message. Now, if I'm in a group, which I'm not right now, but if I was grouped, oops, sorry, I pressed both buttons. You just want to hit slash and then G, and that will let you talk to your group. See, it's not going to let me do it because it says I must be in a group to do that. All right. There's a list of these you can get from ESO Hub. All these little commands you can do. But those are the ones I'm basically going to go over today. And I hope these really improve your play. Hey, Sammy. Right? And your ability to communicate in game. This will dramatically help you get things done. I mean, the game is built around the idea that you're playing with other people. And a lot of those people are complete strangers. There are, that's a mixed bag in any case, but if you're a member of a guild, it's really great. It's been a really rewarding experience for me. All of my guilds have been fun to be part of. Like, okay, so remember I was talking earlier. Oops, sorry. Now you can see it. Like this guy, Great Meg Juzel, and now he's running away. Had that behind his name is his thing. Like that guy's name is Whiskey Daddy. That's him. And he's talking to his rag picker. This guy says he is R. Jonesy has earned the title Game Baron. I don't even know how you do that, but that's cool. Oh, there's Lomskin. Alright, he should be standing nearby. Right. What I'd really like to understand is how people just magically appear and stuff. Like, was that where they left their person and now they just logged in, or what? But like, I am still learning about this game. But I've hoped that what I've talked about has been helpful to you. I'm going to go ahead and end my stream now, as I plan to package this up and put it on YouTube and my other things, and maybe some shorts from it, to discuss things after I do some editing. So thank you for watching. Have a great time playing ESO, and have a good day.